Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Before we go to the editorial analysis, let us have a look at the enrichment part. Today you're going to learn about 10 words, not too many words: spokesman, speculation, jockeying, tussle, factions. And you're going to work on errors, phrase replacement, fillers, double fillers, idioms, and as usual, editorial words. Now let us go to the editorial and see what exactly it talks about. This editorial is all about the new government, the new regime in Afghanistan, and what stand India has to take and how to go about. So, how does it start? From fighters to rulers. So, it talks about the Taliban regime, from fighters to rulers. Initially, they were fighters, today, they are rulers. What is the main idea of the editorial? India must use its voice on the international stage to make Taliban respect freedoms and rights. So this talks about India's stand and what India has to do to make that stand public on the international stage. India must use its voice on the international stage, where on the international stage for what? To make Taliban respect two things. One is freedoms and rights. Two things are very important: freedoms and rights. So India must use its voice. After postponing the announcement twice, Taliban spokesmen have said that they expect to have a new government in Afghanistan this week. So this talks about the entire scenario goes with the new government in Afghanistan and what has been going on for the last 1 week or 10 days. And again, based on that, what should be India's stand, how it has to project its stand. After postponing the announcement twice, that means they have already postponed twice. Taliban spokesman, there is one word over here: spokesman singular, spokesman plural. A person who makes statements on behalf of a group or individual or a party. Imagine there is a party. Everyone cannot speak on behalf of the party. A particular individual, only a particular individual can speak. That individual is known as spokesperson or spokesman of a particular party, have said that they expect to have a new government, already twice postponed. Based on that, they expect to have a new government in Afghanistan this week. There has been some speculation. Another important word, speculation. It has a general meaning, and the second meaning goes with the stock market. But here, the general meaning: speculate means the activity of guessing possible answers, or simply speculate, guess. There has been some speculation over the delay. More than 3 weeks after Taliban gunmen walked into Kabul and President Ashraf Ghani fled. So it has been almost 3 weeks after Taliban gunmen walked into Kabul and President Ashraf Ghani fled. Based on that, a lot of speculation regarding the delay. While some have said the Taliban were waiting to take control of the last whole province of Panjshir, and others even suggested there was some symbolism attached to timing it with the 20th anniversary of 9/11, the real reason appears to be differences within various Taliban factions over the government structure and composition. A lengthy sentence, but it talks about what could be the reasons for the delay. On the one hand, it could be a particular fight still going on to get the last hold of out of the province Panjshir. One reason could be. Another reason, symbolism attached to 9/11, September 11th, and 20th anniversary, marking 20th anniversary. And the third reason, obviously, I'm going to talk. Third reason, obviously, it goes with the differences within various Taliban factions. There's one word over here: faction. Faction means dissension within an organization. There's an organization, there's a company, there's a party, a group of people. They always try to oppose, they always try to resist the authority, and that particular group is known as faction, and that is known as factions, a few groups. Dissension. Coming to the meaning of the word fled, it is a past form of flee. Flee means to run away. Flee, fled, fled. Flee means what? To run away. When the Taliban took over, the president of Afghanistan fled from the country. Means what? He ran away from the country. So this talks about a lengthy sentence talks about the possible reasons. One reason based still some fight is going on. Second reason symbolism attached to September 11th incident marking the 20th anniversary. And the third reason differences that could be the main reason. The real reason appears to be differences within various Taliban factions over the government structure and composition. There are two things over here. One is structure and composition. Any new government, obviously, they have to sort out a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and that takes a lot of time. In particular, the differences between, now it becomes very specific. In particular, the differences between the Taliban leadership in Helmand, Kandahar, and the political office in Doha, seen as a more moderate phase. One of the reasons could be the differences between the Taliban leadership in Kandahar, one thing, and between that and the leadership and the political office in Doha, seen as more moderate phase. The office in Doha is seen as more moderate phase, as well as one more factor between the original Afghan Taliban leadership and the Pakistan based Haqqani network, a designated terror entity. So the editorial talks about two differences, one between a particular group, another one between a different group. The jockeying is reportedly over cabinet portfolios. Now, why is this delay? Differences? Differences regarding what? It's always when a new government is going to be formed, it's always about the power struggle. Jockeying has many meanings, but here in this context, it means struggle by every available means to gain or achieve something. Jockeying means to struggle, to fight, to gain something. In this context, gain power. The jockeying is reportedly over cabinet portfolios, the appointment of governors in the 34 provinces, control of the cities, and the possibility of including non Taliban Afghan leaders. So it talks about the power struggle, the struggle to achieve or gain something, and over the struggle regarding what? Cabinet portfolios, one thing, the appointment of governors in 34 provinces, another thing, and control of the cities and the possibility of including non Taliban Afghan leaders. So they have this idea of including non Taliban leaders. Perhaps that is also one of the reasons. Reports of the differences have escalated. There's one important word over here. You all must be knowing the noun form escalators. When you go to an airport, a mall, you come across escalators. But here, escalate means to increase rapidly. Escalation, tensions, it goes with tensions, differences, problems. Tensions have been escalated, a typical expression. In this context, reports of the differences have escalated, and the appearance in Kabul of the Pakistan ISA chief, Lieutenant General Faiz Hamid, is believed to have been an attempt to smooth over the cracks in government formation. So, some differences, obviously, they have been escalated, increased rapidly because they're running out of time, and a mediator, the Pakistan ISI chief, Mr. Hamid, is believed to have been his presence is believed to have been an attempt to smooth over the cracks in government formation. That is only a guess. At the base of the differences, then at the base, the fundamental, the root cause, at the base of the differences is a tussle between, there's one important word over here, tussle. Vigorous struggle or a scuffle, typically in order to obtain or achieve something. Again, tussle means scuffle, to fight physically, and it is not a major one, a small, not even a trivial one, neither trivial nor major. Tussle between the Taliban's push to consolidate their takeover of Afghanistan and implement an Islamist agenda and the desire to achieve recognition from the international community and its continued financial support. There's so many factors when it comes to forming the government. One is taking over Afghanistan, consolidating that. Second, implementing an Islamist agenda. Third, the desire to, now they have to get, forming the government is one thing. What is the most important thing over here? The new government, the new regime has to be recognized by the international community and they have to try for that. Receive recognition from the international community and its continued financial support. Besides the recognition, they have to get the financial support. So all these things could be the reasons for getting delayed. Fight, it is like fight. That's what I said. Simple fight. The outcome holds the key not only to the future of Afghanistan, but also to New Delhi's engagement with the new regime. When it comes to the outcome, this outcome is very important, sorting out the differences. The outcome holds the key not only to the future of Afghanistan, they have to sort out immediately, and the outcome is very important not only for Afghanistan, but also to New Delhi's engagement with the new regime. Once they sort out, they form the government, everything is in place, recognized by the international community, then India can decide how to deal with, how to engage the new regime. Regime already have got many a time. The government in power, and also usually it has a negative connotation. A government that is authoritative. Any government that gives a Haqqani group key positions will make it difficult for India to have a role in either diplomacy or development projects in Afghanistan, given previous terror attacks. Now, there is one particular group. If the power is given or government is given to that particular group, there is a problem. What is that problem? It will be difficult for India to have a role in either diplomacy or development projects in Afghanistan given previous terror attacks. Looking at the past, looking at considering previous terror attacks, if a particular group gets the government, forms the government, and it has the key, then it is going to be difficult for India to play a role in either diplomacy or development projects. Any overt role for Pakistan, overt done or shown openly, plainly apparent, apparent means obvious. Any overt role for Pakistan as well as China will also raise a red flags for New Delhi. Imagine Pakistan is going to play a crucial role, and also China is going to play a crucial role. Will also raise red flags for New Delhi. Means what it is going to be. Delhi has to be alert. Indian government has to be alert. The Modi government has announced that it is now engaging the Taliban with the first publicly acknowledged meeting in Doha last week. So now the Modi government has announced what is that announcement about? It is now going to engage, it is now engaging the Taliban with the first, how are they going to engage, have a meeting with the first publicly acknowledged meeting in Doha last week? The Ministry of External Affairs says it conveyed concerns on the safety of Indians in Afghanistan and ensuring Afghan soil is not used for attacks in India. The Modi government has announced that it is going to engage, now engaging the Taliban, that is one thing. But at the same time, the Ministry of External Affairs has conveyed or expressed its concern regarding two things. One, safety of Indians in Afghanistan, and the other, ensuring Afghan soil is not used for attacks in India. They should not use Afghanistan to attack India. That is not going to be acceptable. Any engagement with the Taliban beyond this is contingent on the composition of the new power structure and how much the new government in Afghanistan is amenable to international expectations of it in terms of representation, rights, and in allowing UN agencies to monitor development. Again, a lengthy sentence, but what does it talk about? Any engagement with the Taliban beyond this is contingent. Contingency fund, already have got the word contingent. Contingent means what? Something that may happen in future and usually something not pleasant, rather unpleasant. Any engagement with the Taliban beyond this is contingent on the composition of the new power structure. It depends on the new power structure and how much the new government in Afghanistan is amenable. There is one important word over here, amenable, open to and responsive to suggestion, easily persuaded or controlled. Two different meanings, but in this context, open and responsive to suggestion, to international expectations of it, in terms of representation, rights, and in allowing UN agencies to monitor development. They should allow the UN agencies to monitor development, how things are going on, how they're going to handle, and the focus is on two things. One is representation, the other thing is rights, freedoms and rights, very important. To this end, to meet this particular goal, India must use its voice on the international stage forcefully. Now, reiteration of the same idea. Based on the present scenario in Afghanistan, what is important? India has to wait, and once the government is formed, then it has to raise its voice on the international stage forcefully And this voice should be regarding two things. One is the freedoms, the other one is the rights. How does the editorial conclude? This includes blocking any move at the UNGA and UNSC to recognize a new regime and stopping the delisting or exemptions to Taliban leaders at the 1988 Sanctions Committee, which India chairs, until the Taliban regime shows a willingness to comply. So, some restrictions, and they expect the Taliban regime to comply to certain things, comply with certain things, until the time they have to wait. This includes blocking any move at the UNGA and UNSA to recognize a new regime and stopping the delisting or exemption to Taliban leaders at the 1988 Sanctions Committee, which India chairs. India chairs that particular committee, and they have to do it till the Taliban regime shows a willingness to comply. Comply means what? To follow. It takes a preposition with, comply with rules and regulations, and the noun form is compliance. So this is all about obey or follow. This is all about the editorial, not very important, but there is a possibility because it's a new development. It has ramifications across the world, definitely, especially Asian continent. You may get this as a passage, the developments related to Afghanistan, either in prelims or mains or descriptive paper ruled out. Now, let us have a look at the questions based on the editorial comprehension point of view. What is this editorial about? You should be able to write. The jockeying is reportedly over what? Jockeying is going on. It is reportedly over what? Easy to answer, list out. What is at the base of the differences? Now they have delayed twice and still going on. The delay is on because of the differences. And what is the root cause? What is the base of the differences? What will make it difficult for India to have a role in either diplomacy or development projects in Afghanistan? Something may make it difficult for India. What is that? You have to write. In the context of the editorial, what does the MEA say? MEA, the letter stand for Ministry of External Affairs. What does it say? It has said something. It says something. What is it? You have to write. Now let us go to practice questions based on exam topics. The first five questions go with error location. Please read the sentences very carefully and make sure meticulously every word is important. Only then you can spot the errors. Good morning, a little late. Have a look at sentence number one. Despite being such a small country, Japan have been gone on to conquer Southeast Asia almost entirely during the mid 20th century. Only has or any other word has to be touched. Has been gone on. Can you use it in passive voice? Here at the outset, you see have been gone. Has plus been plus verb past participle passive voice. Can you use passive voice here? I don't think so. Based on that, definitely have is not correct. What is the reason? Japan, third person singular, has. And you cannot use been. Been is not required. Based on that, what is the correct expression? Yes, Armugam has written, has gone on to conquer, has gone on to conquer Southeast Asia almost entirely during the mid 20th century. That is correct. Been is not required. And what is this about? It is about present perfect, one thing, and also subject verb agreement. What is the subject over here? Japan. Japan is a country, so third person singular, we have to use a singular verb. Please go to question number two. Has gone on. That is right. Perfect. Question number two. Scientists are increasingly concerned about the potential long term effects of global warming on our natural environment and on the planet. No one has responded. Second question. Concerned about, nothing wrong with that. Scientists are increasingly concerned about something, nothing wrong. Concerned with the potential? No. Concerned about the potential? No, about has to be there. Nothing wrong with concerned about. No, no. Here, who is this Nagamaleshwari? First one to respond with the correct option. After that, Tirupati Rao and Armugam. No error. Answer is the fifth option. Scientists are increasingly concerned. I'm concerned, you're concerned, they are concerned about something. Scientists are increasingly concerned about what? The potential long term effects of global warming on what? Again, our natural environment and on the planet. Nothing wrong with the sentence. It is grammatically, contextually correct. So, answer is the fifth option, no error. Please respect the fifth option. Yes, Bhagwan, no error. Question number three. The youngster has proven his ability as an aggressive sports person and age on being his sides. He has a huge chance of succeeding in the near future. Please excuse me. I have a bad throat, so I have to clear quite often. Already have done many a time, Vijay Kumar. Affect is a verb, AFFECT, that is a verb. Effect, it's a verb as well as a noun, but it is always used as a noun. Rarely it is used as a verb. AFFECT verb, EFFECT noun. Yes, this is an easy one. And age on being his side, not sides. His side. We don't say his sides. His side. The question is about word forms. Sides is not correct. Side is correct. Question number four. A partnership has been signed by an Indian pharmaceutical company with a one from Japan in order to develop a vaccine for chikungunya virus. This is also an easy one, should not be that difficult. Question number four, one reading, you should be able to spot the error. Yes, Sudhakar, that's right. And also Venkata Sai. 4C, what is wrong with the third part? Here, yes, Mohan got it right, and some more students. A partnership has been signed. It is in present perfect passive voice, nothing wrong with that, by an Indian pharmaceutical company with one from Japan. One from Japan. A is not required here. With one from Japan in order to develop a vaccine. So here, one from Japan means one company from Japan, one pharmaceutical company from Japan. Based on that, no, no, one from Japan. Nothing wrong with one from Japan. Another cannot be used here. One is Indian pharmaceutical company and with one from Japan, a company from Japan. Here we cannot use the indefinite article a. That is the error. It is based on articles. Question number four, based on articles, not required, redundancy. Now please go to question number five. The new government has repealed the policy of free speech in the country, which has invited the nationwide criticism from all and sundry. Question number five. Yes, that is over. Question number four is over. Please go to question number five. Yes, Ramesh, related to article. It's always better you tell yourself what is this question about. and that helps in the long run. Nothing wrong with has repealed, nothing wrong with that. The new government has repealed present perfect tense. What? The policy of free speech in the country, which has invited, again, nothing wrong with which has invited the nationwide criticism from all and sundry. This is an idiomatic expression, all and sundry. What does it mean? Common man, everyone, all and sundry. So, no error, very good. I appreciate those students who have responded. The fifth option, no error. There's no error whatsoever. Grammatically, contextually, the sentence is perfect. That's very good. Now, let us go to the next five questions. Phrase replacement. I will underline the words you have to focus on. It becomes easy. Could let transacting party remain. These words may be right, may not be right. You don't have to touch, no correction required. But if you think something is wrong grammatically, contextually, choose one of the four options. Phrase replacement, question number one. Bitcoin could let transacting party remain anonymous, keep transactions very secure, and eliminate middleman fees. 4 out of 5 is good. That's pretty good. Please go to the next. Already, ordinary and common people. That's right, Ramesh. All and sundry, ordinary people, common people. Very good. And 1C, could let transacting party. Here it should be in the plural form. The noun should be in the plural form. One party, it doesn't talk about one party, it talks about many parties. Could let transacting party. Here you cannot consider because of the word party. Would letting grammatically not correct. After the helping verb, any helping verb, we cannot use a verb in ing form. Should let's, again, this is not correct. We cannot use the present form. Would let transacting parties remain anonymous. This seems right. Would have transacting parties remain. Would have is not relevant here. Would allow, would let transacting parties remain anonymous. Hmm. Yes. Yes, that's a good example. Oh, Yakub, you're there. You haven't been responding. Yesterday also you were not there. Has invited rank and file to the function. Very good. Please go to the second question. The midday meal scheme of India has helped out, but should it have been linked? All these words you have to consider. Should it have been linked less with? They always take the basic form without to or bare infinitive. Please remember that way. Then there won't be any confusion. The midday meal scheme of India has helped, but second one D. Should it have been linked less? It doesn't sound right. It talks about neglected action or unfulfilled duty. Based on that, should, you cannot start with should. You have to start with it. These two are ruled out. It should be linked, grammatically not correct. It should have been linked less with the schooling system and more with the hunger pattern. It should have been linked. This is in passive voice. You should have done the work. The work should have been done by you. They should have linked. It should have been linked. So do remember it is in passive voice. Answer is the fourth option. Many students have got it right. That's wonderful. Please go to question number 3. A true hero's life is saga of dedicating to the cause of. I think you should consider no need of this of dedicating to, whether it is right or wrong. Ah, that's what I thought, Yakub. No problem. A true hero's life is saga of dedicating to the cause of welfare of human beings. Here, dedicating to is not correct. We have to use a noun form. What is the verb here? Dedicate. What is the noun form of that? Dedication. So, dedicating ruled out, dedicated ruled out. Of having dedication, in, again, not correct. A true hero's life is saga of dedication, story of dedication to the cause of welfare of human beings. So it should be, no problem. It should be C. That's right. The building had been under construction for a long time until a series of unprecedented events led it to a halt. These words you have to consider. Please mention the question number. Saga means the story, the legend, the story, the myth. I have already given the meaning. Saga of. Fourth one, you have to answer the fourth one. C. Here it talks about the building had been under construction for a long time until. Until goes with time, unless goes with condition. That you have to recollect. A series of unprecedented events, unprecedented, never happened before, led it to. Usually in this context, we don't use the verb lead or led. We use bring or brought. So leads it, not correct. Bringing it to a stop, grammatically not correct. Brought it to a halt, that is correct. Answer is the third option. This verb cannot be used over here. Brought it, bring something to a halt. Brought it to a halt. Perfect. Question number 5. At work, if you are unable to follow the rules, you will find yourself running out of disagreement. Stop, stand still. Yes, yes, you can use all these. Run out of something, to use something completely. It goes with provisions, time, money, petrol, not known before, not happened before. Better. 5B. Running out of disagreements. No, I don't think so. No, no, no. Run out of disagreement. Why will you run out of disagreement? In this context, you cannot use a phrasal verb run out of. It doesn't go with the context. At work, if you are unable to follow the rules, you will find yourself running into disagreements. Run into means to meet accidentally, by chance. Run into disagreements with many people. Answer is the third one. 5C is the answer. I think many students have got it right. That's wonderful. Now let us go to double fillers and see what exactly, how you can handle. Phrase replacement, has anyone got all the 5 correct? Please go to double fillers. Waterborne diseases are the most causes of deaths the world. 4 is good. That's good enough. Consistency. Nagamani, Nagamaleshwari, and Vijender, all the 5 correct. Yakub 4, consistent. 3 is also all right, acceptable. Please go. Some students have answered. Here you have to focus on the word born and recollect, one is born and what is the other one. Both are the past participle forms of the verb born, a bear, bear. Bear could be a noun, bear could be a verb. As a verb, bear bore. But the past participle born, born, born means to give birth, and born means to carry something. Here, waterborne diseases, carried by water, diseases, waterborne diseases are the most, fourth option, yes, are the most common. causes of deaths throughout the world. Yes, you cannot use are the most rare, are the most regular. These are not relevant. Answer is a fourth option. Easy. Please go to question number two, double fillers. Yes, always better if you write, you will be able to remember. That helps in the long run. If there is nothing to absorb the energy of sound waves, they travel on, but the intensity as they travel further from their sources. Please mention the question number. That is very important. 2D. What is D? Steadily deflate. Other options grammatically not correct. Here, everlasting, travel on everlastingly would have been better. Grammatically not correct. Travel on always, but improves. Always again you cannot use. Travel on forever you can consider, but their intensity inclines. That is not the right word. Steadily deflates as they travel further from their sources. Answer is the fourth option. Other options grammatically not correct. You have to consider grammar and also the context. Please go to question number three. Despite a growing that a lot needs to be done to help those without clean water, says that more than 34 million people die every year of waterborne diseases. Take one word when you look at the options. If you feel that is the right word, then you work on that to save your time. Inflate, go up. Deflate, come down. Deflate is opposite of inflate, inflation, deflation, opposite words, antonyms. Here, says, a reason says, you cannot use the word reason. A report says you can consider, a review says you can consider, a legend says, legend doesn't go with this context. A logic, you cannot use reason, logic. It should be either the second or the third. Despite a growing fantasy, the word fantasy does not go with this context. Despite a growing recognition that a lot needs to be done to help those without clean water, a report says that more than 34 million people die every year of waterborne diseases. Answer is B. Yes, Vijendra, the letter B. So many times. Please go to question number four. Each profession has its own bankers, lawyers, and computer professionals, for example, all use among themselves that outsiders find it difficult to follow. How to get good marks in RRB PO mains? Gopal Krishnan. This on this platform, I cannot answer that question in a nutshell. To answer that question, I need to spend 10 to 15 minutes, but still, I don't want to disappoint you. My only suggestion, spend more time on reading and try to become good at reading comprehension skill. How fast you can read, how well you can understand, that these two factors decide your marks or your selection when it comes to mains. Reading comprehension skill, whatever time you have, spend on reading a variety, expose yourself to a variety of contexts based on sleep's concept, and also focus on the lexical terms, collocations, all these. So many students have said B. Each profession has its own disadvantages. I don't think so. Surprising. Each profession has its own. It talks about language, difficult to understand, difficult to follow. Answer is not merits, not disadvantages, not rewards. All these are out of context. Answer is D. No one has got it right. I'm really surprised. Except Armugam. No, no, in brief. In a nutshell means in brief. Not deeply, Ramesh. Opposite. In brief. Here it talks about each profession has its own jargon. Jargon means technical terms that go with a particular profession or a field. Each profession has its own jargon, means what? Technical terms, legal terms, or here who are the computer professionals, IT terms, bankers terms. They are known as the word for that jargon. Each profession has its own jargon. Bankers, lawyers, and computer professionals, for example, all use among themselves language that outsiders find difficult to follow. That's what I've just answered, Bhagwan, Bhavana. Jargon means technical terms. I have written also. I have just written. Every subject, every profession has certain words. If you take botany, some words are there, and zoology, some words. And if you take stock market, some words. If you take computer IT field, some words. Those are known as jargon, technical words, technical terms. I'm really surprised no one has got it right. An easy question. No problem. Please go to question number 5. That's wonderful. No, we have got that many a time, Yakub. We have got it many a time. I can't understand his jargon, usually we say. Means what? The technical terms. Under the strategic concept of marketing, in the of the broader external environment, easy one. Should not be that difficult. Question number 5. Double fillers. 5B. Very good. Who is that? Bharat, first one to respond. After that, Nagamaleshwari also says B. Perfect. Under the strategic concept of marketing, the focus of marketing shifts from the customer or the product to the customer in the context of the broader external environment. Here, you can use other words, but in the topic is not correct. In the subject is not correct. In the discourse, not relevant. In the issue, only one word stands out. In the context of the broader external environment, answer is B. Now let us go to, in the context of the broader perspective, broader environment, let us go to idioms. These idioms are not easy. One or two made trouble, but two or three easy to answer. Bells and whistles. What is the meaning of the idiomatic expression bells and whistles? Bells and whistles, the first one. When you cannot answer, then look at other idioms and try to get easy ones first. 4 out of 5 again consistent. You are there on the track. What is the answer for the first one? A. Bells and whistles. No problem. It will take some time. No, no, you have to mention the number. I should have brought these this side. Anyhow, 1E. A decisive test whose findings show the worth or quality of something. Yes, it is E. Acid test. Said about one part of a large system or organization. 2D, cog in the machine. We also say cog in the wheel. That's also right. Extra fancy add ons or gadgets on something like a phone, a car, or a computer. You guys can relate to this. Usually, mobile or computer or car, people spend a lot of money on accessories. Answer is A, bells and whistles. Something is not rocket science. English grammar is not rocket science. Means what? Not difficult to understand. Answer is B refers to the discipline of economics. This many students may not know. The decimal signs. Answer is C. Has anyone got all the five correct? Oh, I'm sorry. These I forgot to remove. Please go to editorial vocabulary. Spokesman, singular, spokesman, plural. Spokeswoman and spokeswomen, plural. So, what is a part of speech of that and what does it mean? All the five correct. Wonderful. Idioms are easy if you have a match column 1, column 2, and there's a context. But without a context, not easy. Imagine they give a sentence like, I don't like the decimal signs. I am not, the decimal signs is not my cup of tea. And they give the subjects economics, history, polity, some other subject. Not easy then, it becomes a problem. So don't think that looking at this pattern, idioms are easy. Sometimes they could be difficult. Spokesman, obviously, noun, person representing a party, a group, an organization. C is the answer. Speculation, speculate. F, guess. That's also right. Speculation, noun, but speculate, verb. So F, jockeying. Jockey has many meanings. The professional rider, if you take race horses, a person who rides a racehorse known as a jockey, but jockeying, what does it mean? Noun. It could be a verb, it could be a noun. G, struggle to achieve. Yes. Tussle. Tussle is a noun. Tussle means what? Struggle or scuffle. Answer is I. Yes. Factions, dissensions, those who oppose. Noun. Answer is H. Escalate, verb, escalated, a rapid increase. Escalators, noun. You have to remember that. Regime, again, noun, means what? Government, especially authoritative. Authoritative government, we use the word regime. And amenable, person easily persuaded. D, amenable, adjective. We've got the first adjective. Overt, done openly, or obvious. Answer is A, and adjective again, overt behavior. Comply with, verb, compliance, noun form. Follow, follow rules and regulations. E. Has anyone got all the 10 correct? Oh, today it has been, now it's only 7:49. That's wonderful. That's all from today's session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And do remember to subscribe and share. There is a Telegram group. All that you have to do, go to the description of the video and click on the link. After that, you don't have to do anything. And after this session, I'll provide the PDF. Try to work on important questions. Thank you very much.